Okay, let's go ahead and get started so we are not all just waiting. Okay, so I'm so excited that you guys are here. I am recording this for those that could not watch it, so watch it right now. So it will be for future, and then obviously to re-reference it as well if you want to. So I kind of want to chat about, let me tell you what I'm going to talk about. So I really want to go over what's available from the company, so new consultant rewards and everything that is available to new consultants. They just redid our new consultant rewards, so I wanted to explain that to everybody. And then I'm going to also go over what we have in place in our organization that I've created that is going to be really helpful for you guys as newer consultants that we use every single month. And then we'll kind of end with my key tips to success for virtual parties, okay? So the first thing that I want to start, and then we'll do a Q&A, I'm sorry, at the end. So if you have any questions throughout, just go ahead and write them down, and then we will touch base on all the questions at the end so that we can kind of go through the information all at once, okay? So I'm going to share my screen really quick, and I know that you guys have probably seen this. If you haven't, I hope that you will go look at it. So this is I kind of call it our game board, our fast track game board. And so this was included in your guys' welcome email from me or your director, whoever sent it. And this is basically a great guide for you guys to use in your first 90 days of business, okay? So you're gonna obviously put your start date right here in the box, and it really gives you milestones that you can work towards. And I love this because it's great to start using this to set your goals in your first 2 weeks, month, and then 60 and 90 days, okay? So, of course, when you submit your first $500, you're gonna get a ceramic egg cooker and mini scraper for free. Then that really, the $500, you guys, is a newer milestone, and I tell people 500 is actually really simple to do. They wanted to put a lower milestone in there though, so that we could get rewarded a lot sooner too. And so that's why the $500 is in there. So usually the $500 can be done in one party. And that's where I really like to focus on doing that in your guys' launch party, or if you're not doing a launch party, doing it in your first party. And then the 1250 is next, and this is where everybody hits 1250. This is kind of where you qualify. This is your first big milestone that you're going to be hitting. And when you hit 1250, you're going to get the 8-inch nonstick fry pan. But then also you're going to get, if you joined last month, you're going to get the 100% kit rebate or whatever the bonus is for the month, okay? And so that is really I work with my personal team really, really hard on that, is the 1250, because we always want as much as for free that we can get, of course, because it's there on the table, so why not go after it? And so the 1250 is the next. And then in the 30-day milestone, you're going to put your 30-day date in there. And then, of course, it gives you some tips throughout your parties to connect and do some customer care and keep filling your calendar with bookings, of course. And then the next milestone is 2,500 in your first 90 days. And when you get that, you're going to get the the stainless steel nonstick skillet. And then when you hit $5,000 in your first 90 days, you're going to get the knife block set. So if you're one that's looking at all of these, Renee, that's funny. If you're one that's, I know, it's amazing, right? If you're one that's looking at all these products and you're like, holy crap, like I really want to get all of these, what I would recommend is start at that bigger number, 5,000, and break it down by 3 months. So how much are you going to have to sell in your first month, second month, and third month to be able to get that 5,000? Because I mean, there is some people, of course, in the company that do 5,000 a month, and that's doable. But as a newer consultant, let's break it down so that you have 3 months to hit that 5,000. And so that is something that I would recommend just setting goals for, and start at the biggest one, and then you'll get them all. Okay, and then let me scroll down, and this is where your 90-day milestone is going to hit. So your 90-day date, whatever that is going to be. And those two dates, the 30 and the 90-day dates, are in that welcome email that came from myself or your director. And so I would definitely recommend printing this out and filling this out basically with your dates and whatnot. And then the last the last milestone that you guys can hit is called a fast track director. And if you were on our team meeting this last week, goodness, it's morning, guys. I haven't had my coffee yet. So last Thursday, we celebrated 2 director promotions, and that is huge, you guys. It is basically where you're not only building your own business, but you're actually adding team members to your team and helping other people as well. You're not doing it alone, of course. So this is something that if you decide that you would like to do this, there actually is a $3,000 cash bonus available for you guys in your first 90 days to go after this. And so, basically what that means, director, is 5 team members on your team. Again, you don't do this alone. So if this is something that you're interested in, that you're like, you know, I'm learning to do this anyways, I want to kind of just go after it, why not set a goal for it and give it a try? That's something that you need to communicate with myself or your director. And basically what we would do is we'd put you into training that not only will focus on bookings training, but also you're going to be added into that recruiting training as well, and to learn how to start talking to people about the business, okay? So if you're on right now live with me, I want you to type in the chat, what about the $3,000 is exciting to you? Maybe what would you use the $3,000 for? Maybe if you're like, yes, let's go for it. Let's set a goal for that $3,000. So type that in the chat right now as I'm finishing up the rewards. Okay, so then the last thing that that the company kind of has put into place for us is the concept of every 4, add 1 more. So after every 4 parties that you've had, the concept is to add 1 team member, okay? So when you're adding team members to your team in your first 90 days, you can get $100 cash for every single team member when they qualify. Okay, so that means when a team member on your team hits $1,250 in sales, you're gonna get $100 cash plus $50 Pampered Chef bucks. So Pampered Chef bucks are basically like a free Pampered Chef gift card, okay? And that is unlimited. So let's say you added 10 new team members. Let's just go big. You could get $100 cash for each of those 10 team members, okay? So that's just kind of an additional bonus as well. There's lots and lots of cash bonuses at when you're brand new. And so, yeah, I kind of wanted to go over that. Okay, and then the next thing, I'm going to go over what is available, and then I'll kind of dive back into these things and show you more about them. So the next thing that was attached to your guys' email is our virtual party guide, okay? And this is basically just an entire step-by-step guide that I created a while back, and it's basically step-by-step every single thing that I do for a virtual party. And so this is going to be something that as you're diving in your first few parties, and maybe even throughout your first 90 days, you're going to want to have this with you so that you can really reference it, okay? And so it's telling you, do this the Friday the week before. It's telling exactly what to put in your group, the Saturday, what to post, how to tell your host to start inviting the people to their parties, how to do the host coaching. Everything is in here that you need, okay? And so this is something that is really going to be help you be successful in your first 90 days. And that is, again, it's attached to your welcome email. If you can't find it for some reason, it's also on our Inspire Tribe page. But yeah, and let me know if you can't find it after that. Okay, and then the last thing that I wanted to go over, I can't see my tab right here, is templates. Okay, so each month I create templates for our entire organization. I'm trying, right now I'm in a little weird situation. I'm using this weekend to figure out the template situation. So just FYI on that, but there will be templates. There's templates every single month. So this is exactly what you need to do in your parties, okay? So you don't have to use these. I'm gonna scroll all the way to the bottom. I do recommend using them in your first few parties because we've used them. There's lots of us that use these and we know that they work. And so why not, don't recreate the wheel, just use what's available. So I wanted to scroll through. The bottom of the party is where your first post starts, of course. And so just certain things that you're gonna have to tweak in here, of course. Of course, like Laura is not going to use my picture of my face, okay? Like she's going to maybe do this same picture of her, maybe just a photo of her smiling that says welcome to the party, okay? So there are a few things that you're going to tweak, like this post. So I've seen the most successful consultants that are very, very successful from the beginning. They take this template and they literally do this same exact style, but of course put their own personality into it and their own family and a little bit about them and not me, okay? So I'm showing you what I'm doing in the templates. And so the concept is to simply use that same format or that style and just duplicate it with you. okay, and you and your family and things. But of course, posts like this, you can copy and paste it. If you want to tweak the words and make it sound more like you, that will help, just because, of course, your customers and your hosts want to hear from you versus my words. But, you know, if you're brand new and that maybe overwhelms you, it's okay to copy and paste maybe like the first few parties as you're getting a hang of it. And so there's posts all the way throughout. Game posts, of course, the answers usually, if I remember to post it, is in the comments, okay? And then let's see, so there's just posts in throughout the party, and really you can break the posts up throughout the days. I don't tell you when to start day 1, day 2, day 3, because that's truly up to you. My recommendation is that you don't do more than like 6 to 7 posts a day, okay? We don't want to be flooding our parties with tons and tons of posts. Really, we want to be focusing on quality posts versus quantity, okay? So I usually just do 6. 6 is like a perfect number. It's not too much. It's not too little. I do like 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 2 in the evening, something like that. Okay. So these are available. And I'm going to go back over this, but this is something. So if there's something like this that you need to create, it's usually always in the comments. Okay. Like here's a video on how to create a Google form. And so right here is a Google form giveaway. Well, you may not know how to create a Google form. So this is why I, do this and I create this video and leave it in there. You can use the same exact questions that I have on mine right here, but you just have to create your own so that the responses go to you, okay? And I'm gonna go back over these posts too. But so yeah, so again, just like this post, you may do something of your own post with your own face. Just don't use my face. I know it sounds silly that I'm saying that, but there are some people that will take my face and use it. So, okay. And then the one thing that I wanted to share really quick. So this is about paychecks, guess the paycheck game. If you are brand new and you don't have a paycheck yet, you can use my paycheck. You can use somebody else in our organization's paycheck. I would just ask that you tweak the words, of course. So, you know, this is me talking about I worked so hard for 2 years, whatever, you know. And so just like change this and say my friend Kelly type of thing. So of course, change it in the words that. But when you do get your very first paycheck, even if it's like $20, which we know it's going to be more than that, but let's just say the low end, $20. Like I really encourage you guys to use that because numbers do not lie and they really are powerful, whether it's as small as, you know, $20 or if it's like $5,000. Okay. So they really are powerful to share and do like a little guess your paycheck game. And that'll help with recruiting as well. Okay, so that's kind of a really quick rundown of the templates that you have available to you. And that is kind of what is available. So the next thing, is there any question? Let's stop right here because we're moving to the next section. Is there any questions so far? No, we're good? Okay, I'm gonna stop my share so we can see each other again. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to kind of go over, oh, I love the chat. I'm going to go over this. Roughly $1,700 a month. I would love the $3,000 to take my kids on vacation. Yes. Oh my goodness. Christmas. It's crazy. Christmas is coming up, you guys. Bills and save for vacation for sure. Yes, I can't believe Christmas is coming up. Oh, I love that, Katie. I would pay $3,000 to pay the rest of my daughter's tuition for school. How fun. Yes. Okay. Awesome. So just know, you guys, like, even though a promotion kind of sounds scary sometimes, and especially when you're still learning, when you are brand new yourself, you're still learning. But I will tell you, we have somebody right here on this call that just did it herself, Laura. She promoted within 90 days of her business. Okay. And she's still brand spanking new and killing it. So definitely, like, it's possible. And I promoted within 60 days of my business as well. So there's many, many people that do it. So that's all you need to do basically is just tell your director, whether that be me or whoever's your director, just tell us, hey, I want to try for that $3,000 cash bonus. And then we put you into the system, okay? Alrighty, so let's go over some keys to success in a virtual party, okay? So the biggest thing for virtual parties is your attendance, okay? So as you see in the virtual party guide, everything that I'm going to talk about right now is in the virtual party guide and tells you and gives you the exact words you need to use. But I always focus with my host on attendance very, very first, okay? And okay, I will tell you, life happens that every party is not going to get the amazing attendance that you want. But if you focus on the attendance like first and foremost and focus on that with your host and make it super important and tell her this is how many people we need in the party, then it can happen at every single party, okay? So I basically have my hosts add 100 to 150 people to their party. And then on top of that, I also have them go back through and private message 30 to 60. And I'm actually changing that number, but I'll say 30 to 60. I'm asking them more to message around just 50, like 50 people, individually message. And I'm giving them the words to say to those people. Okay, so it's really copy and paste for them. And they're going to get people to join their party both ways. So people are going to join the party from simply them just inviting. And then people are also going to join the party from the individual invitation, okay? You are going to get more people join from the individual invitation than just adding as a mass group, okay? Because it's special, it's more individualized, of course. It makes that person feel like the host wants them there at their party and whatnot, okay? So the attendance is key. The key is to get about 30 people to click join or going, whatever you do, events or groups, it doesn't matter. But basically join or 30 people, okay? 30 people meaning 30 people clicking join. More is better, of course, but about 30 because about half of those people participate and then about half of those people order, okay? So that's kind of how that works. So that is I can tell basically that a party is either going to be successful or not as successful when I look at the attendance, okay? And so that's really, you really want to start the attendance process. You want to start them to start adding people to the party about 4 days before the party actually starts so that you have time to go through and get that attendance up, okay? Let me see. So let me back up a little bit. So I personally recommend for new consultants to run 2 to 3 parties a week, okay? And what I tell my personal team members is to simply duplicate what we do because we know it works, okay? And also it's easier because the virtual party guide starts parties on Tuesdays. It's just going to be easier for you to follow that and say, okay, I know I'm starting all my parties on Tuesdays. I can literally follow the virtual party guide step by step because it's based off of a party starting on Tuesday. If you start it on a different day, it could just get a little confusing just based off of, you know, their different days, okay? So that's why I recommend starting all your parties on Tuesdays in the beginning. If Tuesdays after that don't work for you, after you get a hang of when to post what, then you can change it, okay? But in the beginning, start your parties on Tuesdays. And so basically starting your parties, 2 to 3 parties every Tuesday of a month. Okay. If you want to do more than that, eventually that's fine. There's people that have been in business a little bit longer that do about 8 to 10 parties a week. So it is possible to do multiple. And now some of you may be thinking, oh my goodness, I work full time. I could never be posting that long all day long. Okay. So the reason that we're able to do that many parties at a time is that we use a posting service. And I personally use Post My Party. Facebook also has a free posting service as well. And so it's basically just within a Facebook group that you can do. And you act like you're posting the post, but next to the word post, there's a little clock thing that you click schedule. Okay, so you can pre-schedule all of your posts, okay? And I recommend that as a new consultant, since you're only gonna be doing 2 to 3 at a time, I recommend starting with the Facebook scheduler because it's free. And just see if you like the fact of scheduling your posts, pre-scheduling. And then Post My Party is $10 a month. They do have a 14-day free trial. So I use it, and I'll tell you why I use Post My Party over the Facebook scheduler. Is because I do a lot of parties a week usually. And so with the Facebook schedule, you have to go into each individual party and post. Whereas Post My Party, you simply just connect one template with the party. And it's like one click and you're done. And so when I'm doing 10 parties a week, I don't really have the time to sit and go through and pre-schedule all of my posts in the Facebook scheduler. So that's why I use Post My Party. But I think that if you're new and you're only doing 2 parties, 3 parties a week, I think that the Facebook scheduler would be a good start because it is free. It gives you a little sneak peek of what it's like to pre-schedule your posts and whatnot, okay? So that is one thing that I recommend is pre-scheduling your post. Okay, let's go back to inside the parties, okay? So we're at the party. I always get asked the question, how do you branch out of your friends and family circle, okay? That is like everybody's goal, because we never want to be focused on reaching out to the same people over and over and over and over again, okay? We don't want to lose those connections with people, especially if they're close to us. We don't want to annoy people. That's not our job, okay? We don't want to feel pushy or whatever. So the reason that you do that is because, and the reason people ever feel pushy is because they're asking the same people over and over and over again. So my key to success is to branch out of your friends and family circle right away. And I personally, the second to last day of the party, I add every single guest as a Facebook friend in my party, okay? And so basically, if I have 30, remember our goal is 30 people to click join. So if I'm adding 30 people, usually about half of those people will accept my friend request. My goal is not for all of them. I know that they're not going to all accept. It would be great if they did, but I know that they won't. So even if you get a few, but look at that. So if I get 15 new friends from each party, and let's say I'm doing 3 parties a week, okay? And I have 15 of those that accepted my friend request. That's 45. I think I have my math right. 45 new friends a week in a month. Okay. So now let's multiply that by 4 weeks. How many new Facebook friends are you growing each month when you're doing your parties? Okay. And so we're using Facebook friends as a sense of our network, I guess, right now, because our parties are on Facebook, and that's how we're using that connection with people. And so that is my key to success. That has helped me personally for 3 years. And my Facebook following is huge now. And like, if I'm ever to the point that I need to go green dot for Facebook message or for Facebook parties, like go send out messages simply just to my Facebook friends, I have a way bigger net of friends now than I did when I first started. Okay. So I'm not reaching out to those people over and over and over again because I have so many new people in my network now. And so that's key, is adding everybody. And I always be sure to do it towards the end of the party, because I want to create that relationship with them first. I want them to know who I am. You are going to get the people that say, who are you? I just got a friend request from you. Like, that happens. Maybe they're just not paying attention. Maybe whatever. Like, it's okay. Don't take it personal. Just like, hey, you joined Katie's party last week, or this week, whatever. Okay. It was so nice to meet you, or whatever. So they did join that party. So they were associated with the party. I'm only adding the people that joined the party. Okay. And then the next part is for bookings. Our goal is to get 2 bookings from every single party. Okay. And I really want to challenge you guys to not even close parties until you get those 2 bookings. And the reason being we do 2 is that you'll always be in a growth pyramid. Okay. So or growth phase, whatever. So what we're going to do is one of those bookings replaces the party that you just had. And then the second booking is for growth. Okay. So 2 bookings from every single party. How do you do that? You ask everyone. Okay. You can have your host help you, but I personally haven't been doing that. I like to take control of my calendar. I like to take control of my business. And so I like to personally do it. And it helps with building relationships as well if you do it. So like I said, I friend request everybody the day before the party ends. And then usually on the last day, or maybe even the day after the party, I message every single person. So I'm messaging 30 people. If there's 30 members in the group, I'm messaging them about if they want to do a party. And these words are available to you guys, but I can just share what I say. Hey, Sierra, thanks so much for attending or joining Bobby's Online Pampered Chef Party. I'm so excited. We have 39 new products that just launched. I wanted to see if you were interested in doing a quick online Pampered Chef Party. You and your friends will have tons of kitchen inspiration. Bobby will actually get credit too. What do you think? Type of thing. Or you can say, I have September 7th and September 10th available. Which one works better for you? I've said that too. So there's lots of different spots that we put words that you can send out for bookings. So I can share those with you. There are words in the virtual party guide as well, and on our Inspire Tribe page that you can use. But that is really the key, you guys. 3 key success right there. Attendance, number 1. Okay, so we always have to focus on attendance. Number 2 is for growth, adding everybody as a friend, and then messaging everybody for a booking. And one thing that I'm just going to use, Jen and Laura, I'll just use both of you guys. One thing that helps them be successful, and you can talk to any leader probably, and one of their key successes is that they simply ask everyone, okay? So we never really struggle with bookings, okay? And we're not special unicorns, okay? I'm just saying. But the thing that we do is that we simply ask everybody, and we're consistent about it at every single party. Okay, so those are 2 things. Asking everybody, making sure you're asking enough people, and then being consistent. So you're not just doing that in one party, you're doing it in every single party. It is just what you do in every single party, okay? And then when you're asking the people, when you're sending out messages for bookings, I really, really recommend tracking your contacts, okay? So this is as simple as getting a notebook or whatever, and here's mine right here, getting a notebook and just writing down 1 through 25. Okay. And so 1 through 25, you want to try and get 25 two-way conversations each week. Okay. So 25 two-way conversations. That's me sending a message to Jen responding back to me. That is a two-way conversation. Okay. Even if Jen says, no, I'm not interested, please don't contact me again, or take me off your list, whatever she says. It doesn't matter. Even if it's a no, I'm still going to write Jen's name down in number 1, and I'm going to write next to her name, no, not interested. Okay. Or if she's like, yeah, right now is just not a good time, but follow up with me next month or in the next few months, I'm going to write Jen, follow up in October. Okay. Or whatever. So I write a little bit of a note next to it so that I have a sense of, what the conversation was. Okay, I'm going to go back to the party template really quick and share a few things about, just a few key posts that I have in every single party. That if you decide to break up the template and not use ours, which is totally fine, I won't be offended. These are posts that I recommend adding into your template if you decide to change something. So this Guess How Many game, this is a huge game for participation. So this will usually get the most comments on your parties. So if you're lacking participation in your parties, then I would recommend posting one of these. Sorry. Okay, so the Google Form giveaway is a great way for people to tell you what they want, okay? So let me click on this just to show you an example of it. So this is where I do this about mid-party, so Wednesday usually, if my party starts on Tuesday. And so I just say, let's just break up the week or break up the party or whatever with a giveaway. I'm so excited, fill this out and enter to win. And so my giveaway that I do is a $2 Season's Best cookbook, so it doesn't have to be expensive. And so basically all they do is they fill out their information, okay? And this is key right here. They tell you what they're interested in. So they're interested in hosting their own Facebook party, earning extra money, cooking party, whatever, okay? And then they also fill out if they're going to be ordering or not, and then they also can put questions. And so this is really good for just getting those leads, those booking leads, maybe customers that have questions, and recruiting leads, and them coming to you, okay? So I always do this in virtual parties. And then this is the next one. So Ask Me Anything. This is a great recruiting post. Even if you're not really interested in building your team right now, which I don't know why you wouldn't be, but you should. But if you're not, then I still recommend doing this because it's not only about recruiting. People can ask you about hosting a party. People can ask you about product questions. We do give them some ideas to steal, and they are pretty much all based on making money, because that's what our goal is in this. But I do get a lot of questions about what does it take to host a party, maybe a question about a product as well. And so this is a great way to start conversations and get people to ask you questions. And then what I do is I private message every single person. So let me back up actually. So they ask the question in the comment, I reply and I answer the question in the comment. And then what I do is I private message them and I say, oh my goodness, Kelly, you had such a great question on Sarah's party. I have to ask, whatever the question was about, let's say it was about income, okay? I have to ask, are you in the market for extra income? And that usually gets the conversation started with them asking me a question, okay? So that is really key. Even if it's just about hosting a party, have you ever thought about hosting a party, okay? Or do you have any more questions about what it takes to host a party or whatever? It really is a good way to bring the conversation from the party to an individual message. And that's really where you're going to start building the relationship really big with them. And I think that's it, yeah. The paycheck game, I kind of already touched on that, but that's a great way to, people just don't really, you guys, people don't know the opportunity that we have to offer. And I'm telling you, we literally have a life-changing opportunity. And that might sound like crazy too, because you're brand new, but we really do. And there's so many people these days that live paycheck to paycheck or even less. And so really offering what we have, or offering them what you have to offer is this business, okay? And so really, I love to show people like that we make really good money in this, and you can make really good money just from home, being home with your kids, or when maybe on the side of working a full-time job. So that is why I do that. I don't do the paycheck game in the sense of bragging how much I make. That's not my intention at all. I just like to show people the possibilities of a little side hustle like Pampered Chef, okay? And usually this template does not show that, but sometimes, and I change up the templates, of course, but I, of course, you know, sometimes I'll show, like this one is just, I believe it's a combination, oh no, guess how much my paycheck was last month. But sometimes I will do, you know, the first day of the party, I'll use maybe a newer consultant's paycheck. And then the second day, I'll use maybe somebody who's been in the business a little longer, and then I'll end with my paycheck. So I do sometimes show 3 different paychecks in there. And again, I'll repeat this again, but if you're new, you can use mine. But even if you do have 1 paycheck, I recommend using yours, okay? And that's really it for the template. I think, oh, I did want to show you one last thing. So I wanted to show you where all of our pictures are from Home Office. So Home Office provides us with a lot of beautiful, beautiful photos. And so when you're logged into Consultants Corner, if you click over here on the left-hand side, Marketing Imagery, it's not been really working actually. Have you guys noticed that? Anyways, okay. Well, Marketing Imagery is where you're gonna find all of the photos, okay? So, basically, they are broken up into categories. So there's party templates that you can use. There's party packs is what they're called. And so there's tons and tons of photos that you can use in Marketing Imagery. So I don't know why it's not working right now, but yeah, it will be working hopefully. So that's kind of all that I have to share. What questions or clarifications or anything do you guys have? No questions? I did that good. Jen or Laura, is there anything that you guys want to add to anything that I talked about? Or maybe I forgot to talk about? That you think would be helpful for a new consultant?
No, I think you hit on everything, Kelly.
Okay.
I was kind of going through my stuff too, and yeah, I would say follow exactly what we have out there. You guys will not be disappointed.
Yeah. And I think that that's really key, you guys, is like, okay, again, we're not perfect and there are different ways of doing it, but why recreate the wheel when it's already done for you, okay? So we think that the power of duplication is huge. And so if that means that basically if you duplicate what we do that we already have put into place that works for us, it's going to work for you. And I will tell you that everybody that has been super, super successful in their first 90 days of business super quick is that they've done everything that we've told them to do. Okay. And so that is just key. That it just, you know, I see a question. Hold on. Where can we find the September template? I was making breakfast. So September, I will have it done this weekend. Okay. So I'm in the process of moving all the templates that I've ever created into one spot so that we can all access them. So I'm taking templates all the way from January of 2019 to now, and I'm going to be combining them. There is a meal plan and prep template though on, you should have been added to it. It's an event. So if you just go to your events, it's the meal plan and prep template. 25 two-way contacts a week. If you want to do a day, that'd be great. But no, a week is usually what. Yeah. And that number is actually starting to go up a little bit with the virtual side because it's easy to be ignored. But yeah, start with 25. Anyone else? Okay, was this helpful? I'm curious. Or was this stuff that you guys already knew? Which please tell me, I won't get offended. Yes, new products are in the September template. Yes, it was helpful, Caitlin said. Okay. Okay, well, that is all that we have to talk about today, okay? So I plan to possibly do this each month with all of our new consultants coming on. And so I'm glad to hear that it's helpful. If there's anything that you guys feel like I need to add into this little training, please let me know. Or if you guys have any questions beyond this as you're starting to get into parties and whatnot, then reach out to us, okay, as well, okay? Alrighty. Well, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will chat with you guys soon. Talk to you later.
Thank you.
Bye. Of course. Bye.